All right, let's bring in Dan Pipitone, the CEO and co-founder of TradeZero, joining us for the first time on the show to have a quick discussion on a few small caps that are moving around this morning. And it's been a wild couple of weeks and a wild month overall for some of these low float, teeny tiny stocks that can get going on any kind of intraday basis for no apparent reason some days. Dan, great to see you, first of all. Welcome.
Likewise. Thanks for having me, Brendan.
It's an interesting day. We have three or four that we'll jump into here, but we really want to focus on the fact that some of these little small float type of names can be hard to borrow if you're looking for the short side of the trade or the back side of the trade, as some traders like to look for when some of these tiny names get going. Tell us some of the features, or give us a little bit of an overview here
Sure.
before we get into some of these names on how traders can take advantage of TradeZero in that way.
Awesome. Thanks for the tee up. So, every broker can facilitate long trading, not so much on the short side. Everyone knows that in order to get into certain short trades, you need to either get a locate or a borrow on the shares, and not many brokers facilitate that. At TradeZero, we've kind of led with that for the last 6 years. We have a patent pending innovation surrounding around our short sale facilitation tool, or our next generation locator, we call it. If we pop into the platform here, you can see that on my screen here, this is our level 2 order entry. This is our short locate window. So for example, TOVX, one of these intraday gappers you were talking about today, you see it's up almost 44% this morning. So this is a stock that's going to be, typically is going to be not easy to borrow. You can't just press the short button, unlike your Teslas or your Apples or your Nvidias, the guys were talking about earlier. So this you're going to need to get a locate for. And so at TradeZero, we've made that very easy for traders. So in our short locate window, you would put in the symbol. I've already pre-populated TOVX. You press the locate button, and in a second or two, you see that the locate can be brought down. So once I hit the accept button here, I'll be paying 35 cents. We heard that sound. And then TOVX now changes on our platform from being a locate required to actually having the shares. So if I wanted to come in right now and short TOVX, we'll see that I have 100 shares available to short of 100 located. So if I can come in, I can press my short button here. This is a limit. Let's actually do a short that executes right away. I can short this symbol. The short goes through. If I want to now cover the stock, even though I'd be losing a penny here, I really want to demonstrate the real key differentiator for TradeZero customers is that once I have my locate here, which is demonstrated in my short locates window. In my inventory, I can see that I'm long 100 TOVX, just as the locate.
There's a few other ones moving around here that I want to make sure we get to this morning as well. OPK, another one that a few people are mentioning in our chat this morning. OPK on the NASDAQ, another one that's going to be most likely, depending on your broker, hard to borrow.
Yep. OPK was on our top list today. LUCY, another that we had a lot of interaction with this morning. And you can see, Brendan, that all of these symbols that have kind of been topical this morning, we have availability on. It's very easy to see just by the glance here that those symbols that are in green, these are easy to borrows. So you know that you don't need to get a locate. You can just press the short button on the platform and send that short order on through. For all of the others, we're going to quote you a rate, and these rates will actually update dynamically in real time as those prices change.
Great stuff. A number of movers over we seem to be, anyways, in that time of year, in that market where a low float name that maybe popped up on Monday or Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in the afternoon can randomly get going again. Really want to emphasize the fact that, and the ease of use intraday, as you were mentioning, even if, it's not something that you were looking at pre-market, if it pops up again intraday, it's something that's accessible.
A great point. So the locates and pre-borrows, whichever you would take from the system, those are valid from 4 a.m. Eastern till 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. That just facilitates the intraday short sale. Once you hold the stock overnight short, that turns into a borrow, and typically those borrows will be met. So folks can understand that when they're trading with TradeZero, we really do an inordinately great job of sourcing our not easy to borrow shares, so that buy-ins are fairly infrequent on the platform.
Great stuff. Dan Pipitone, CEO and co-founder of TradeZero. We appreciate the time this morning.
Thank you, Brendan. Be well.